Hello, welcome to my channel. The doctor is in, and today we'll be doing a review of chapter 1037, Shuran Hake. Oh, 1037 of One Piece. Sorry, I hit that part. This is video number 2. As I said in my previous video, if you're watching this video but you didn't see the last video, you don't have to watch it, but I'd love it if you did. But basically, I'm gonna start doing chapter reviews of various shonen that I keep up with, and maybe other stories if I decide to do those as well. That and anime. So anime probably would just be relegated to like Demon Slayer right now. Maybe Fire Force when it comes back. Probably Jujutsu Kaisen when it comes back. Though I also read Jujutsu Kaisen, which I'll also be doing reviews of those chapters. One Piece, One Punch Man, Black Clover, Tokyo Revengers, etc. We'll just be trying out different things. Like I said, channel, very sporadic. We'll be touching on different things. Maybe we might play games one day. Maybe we might play games and talk about something serious, not serious. Me just making up stuff. Maybe just an edit of some stuff. I don't know. But for right now, chapter review. So, short rating of the chapter. I had to give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. Nothing super crazy happens, but everything's good. I have no problems, no issues. So chapter starts off with, we go to the flower capital. We just see some of the townsfolk talking or whatever. It seems like the festival's wrapping up, which does lead me to believe that the battle on Onigashima is probably also wrapping up, which seems to be the case. As we go through the chapter, it seems like everything's starting to come to its natural conclusion. We finished up with Zoro and Sanji's battles, and now we're just down to Luffy's. Maybe Usopp, Nami, and everybody else will have a couple of things. We'll cut to them doing stuff too, but I think we're just gonna be going down to Luffy's battle concluding and Law and Kid's battles concluding. Alright, so after we get off the flower capital, we go to Luffy and Kaido. Kaido has started drinking in the middle of their fight. Luffy complains, and basically Kaido's like, you know what, I'm having a great time, you know what, let's add some drinks to it, let's get drunk. And so he just gets drunk. And so basically Luffy goes in for an attack. I want to believe that basically in Kaido's drunken stupor, he dodges the attack saying Shuran Hake. I don't really know what that means, I'm not Japanese, but I assume that's some type of dodging thing. But anyway, after Kaido dodges that attack, he retaliates with a Ragnaraku straight to the head on Luffy. It is so powerful that it does a little crack on the dome of Onigashima, and people below the ceiling mention it and are like, oh yeah, the skull's falling apart, blah blah blah. From there, we got Kaido going to different forms of being drunk. So next up is sad drunk, and he's in his full dragon form, and basically he uses his dragon twister to push Luffy back as Luffy tries to get on him again. Then Kaido goes from sad drunk to crying drunk. Truthfully, I don't think that's a big difference between the two, but yeah, it's just a translation thing, since this is just the spoiler early translations, not the official release or anything. So maybe they might call something different in the official release. But Kaido, in his crying form, he goes in for Thunder Bagua. Luffy dodges, hits him right in the teeth, and Kaido retaliates with his tail, goes in for a headbutt, conquers coating on both. And basically Luffy makes a comment about how Kaido's Conqueror's haki is stronger than it was before, or just his haki in general is stronger than it was before. From there, Kaido becomes an angry drunk. He shoots a Boro Breath, and then we got Luffy going in with a rock Gatling, and Kaido uses his barrage move, which is called the Gundari Meteor Shower, and they both get hits off on each other, and they're just going back and forth for a little bit. And Luffy gets another hit off, Kaido gets a hit off. It's just going back and forth. Basically, we're just seeing the fight. It's getting pretty bloody. Kaido's taking a lot of damage. Luffy obviously is taking a lot of damage. So, as I said before, it seems like we're coming to, not the conclusion, definitely the fight can keep going on for a good minute, but it definitely seems like we're heading towards the peak and the slow conclusion of the fight. From there, we cut to Marijois, which is where things get interesting this chapter, and basically we got the Gorosei having a conversation about what's going on at Wano. They talk about how they're thinking that Nico Robin's already been captured, which, based on the last chapter, we saw Brook and Nico Robin in, they're not, but they are being chased. So maybe she is captured already? We never know. Oda is sometimes off-screen stuff like this, but I would like to believe not yet, and they probably won't get her at the end of this arc. But I do believe that maybe she might be caught by somebody by the end of the arc, but we'll see. And basically, they're talking about someone being gotten rid of in the middle of this war. They don't say who. I don't think it's going to be any of, like, I'm not quite sure who it could be, but connecting it to something to say later on the chapter, I haven't gotten there yet, but basically they're talking about someone's devil fruit and it being like specifically named, it kind of being like a secret or whatever what the fruit actually is. I think a devil fruit user whose fruit someone's fruit basically has more capabilities than what we currently know of, and that's the person they want to get rid of, so that then the fruit doesn't awaken. It seems that's my guess. But going back to the play-by-play, after the first part of Gorosei talking, we cut to the Marines. Well, I don't think it's the Marines. I think it's the world government. These are world government ships that are going, not Marines. And they're mentioning how they see an island. Now, from my perspective, they're facing ahead of them. And later on in the chapter, we see that Zunisha's behind them. Is my guess that in front of them, they either see Onigashima or some other island. I've heard theories that some people think that maybe it's like God's Valley. I highly doubt that. It's a little too soon for God's Valley to be revealed at this point, but probably Onigashima in front of them that they're seeing, and they just didn't know that Onigashima was flying and whatnot. Actually, well, I guess they do know that. Well, it's possible that the guy who's looking at this maybe they knew that, but they weren't like expecting that. So maybe they're just surprised. But I'm not sure either way. They're talking about how there's a floating island, or at least an island in front of them, and Zunisha's behind them. So yeah, that was a chapter. Overall, like I said, 8.5 out of 10. I think it was a great chapter. Something I want to talk about. I think the addition of using of Kaido drinking and his haki being, the correlation between him drinking and his haki being stronger is that Conqueror's emotions, right, allow them to exert their will, right? That's like the whole thing, exerting their will, that's the power of the Conqueror, etc., etc. So my guess is the reason why Kaido's haki is stronger while he's drunk is because his emotions are more pronounced and more focused on, in essence. So his haki, the haki he imbues in his attacks is stronger because he's releasing his emotions more. His emotions become more pronounced, ergo his haki is more pronounced. That is my guess on that part. Everything else in the fight section of Luffy versus Kaido, pretty straightforward, just a lot of new attacks on Kaido's part, and we're just seeing that at this point they're more or less evenly matched. They're throwing blows back and forth. You can basically go either way, even though we know Luffy's gonna win in the end. As for the section with the Gorosei, this is definitely the most interesting part of the chapter. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of theories in the community about what's going on. Where this will go, I'm not quite sure. I think probably what will be the most popular theory, and what my personal belief is, that the person they want to get rid of might be Luffy, because they want the Gamu Gamu no Mi. Because they wanted it before, as we know with Who's Who, he got in trouble because he lost the Gamu Gamu no Mi. So it's possible that that fruit specifically is important. people have been theorizing about that since all of the whole fight between Jinbei and Who's Who and all the revealing and stuff. But I think the part about the secret of the fruit, the secret fruit that has like a special name or whatever, I think that part comes in where basically the Gomu no Gomu no Mi is more special than what we initially thought, where maybe its awakening is special, or like when you awaken the fruit, maybe you learn something more about the fruit, because we know from back in Eni's lobby where we initially learn about the fruits, learn some extra details about devil fruits, where basically when you first get the fruit, you know the name of the fruit and stuff. So maybe it's possible that Gomu Gomu no Mi is the Gomu Gomu no Mi, or maybe it has like maybe there's like a play on the name where it is the Gomu Gomu no Mi, but it can like mean something else, which would change the properties of the fruit as we know them currently. Again, not Japanese, I honestly don't know, but that's my guess. Or maybe like the awakening is able to do special things. That's my guess, though I also know people were talking about how they theorize it could be Tama in relation to Zunisha, where maybe the reason why Zunisha walks around aimlessly is because a previous user of Tama's fruit used one of their what do you call them? I think Dongo, just call them Dongo. Gave it to Zunisha and then told him to walk around, etc. And now that Tama, you could say maybe she's awakening her fruit now. And so basically, Tama's fruit was used on Zunisha, and now that Tama's like using her fruit a lot or something, maybe we might learn something about awakening, where her fruit's now awakening, and now Zunisha's coming to Wano, and maybe there's going to be some type of correlation between them. I feel like this is a little bit less likely, but it's an idea. The other person probably could be Blackbeard, perhaps, because no one really knows a lot about the Yami Yami fruit, about his fruit, basically. I don't know I forget the exact name, but basically, maybe it's something about Blackbeard's fruit, there's more to it. Now, given his fruit's already kind of like secretive and it didn't seem like a lot of people knew about it, or at least not a lot of people knew like the true abilities of it. So it's possible that it's called the darkness fruit, but that's not actually what it is. Once again, this is just a guess. I mean, honestly, we really don't have any real direction for what's going on with this. We just know there's a devil fruit user who's likely using a fruit that has special properties that the world government is concerned about, or at least the world government has interest in, and that fruit user probably hasn't shown themselves to use the fruit in whatever way the world government is concerned about them using it in. But I think we'll leave it at that for this chapter. I think we'll definitely have a video probably this weekend going for One Punch Man, Jujutsu Kaisen. There's a lot of chapters coming out this week, so I'll probably try to get a video out on each one of those, probably doing a different gameplay in the background. I hope you guys are enjoying the Demon Slayer. That is me playing. I am kind of nice in the game. Maybe I might do a video on that at a later date, but neither here nor there. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you like, leave a dislike if you dislike. I know you can't see the dislikes, but I definitely can see all the dislikes, and it will hurt my feelings all the same if that's what you're going for. Leave a comment if you want to comment. If there's any other series that you would like me to cover, or any anime you think I would like that you would like me to talk about, leave them in the comments. And otherwise, thank you for watching. See ya.